Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome to my astro community. And in today's video, we are going to be doing your October predictions based on your zodiac sign. Now for this video to resonate most accurately, you should watch it for your rising sign first and then your sun sign, and if you want, your moon sign. Okay, so let's talk about Aries. So for you Aries, in the month of October, the sun and Mars is both going to be in your 7th house. So this is a really important month for you as it pertains to partnerships. Sun and Mars are two planets that really indicate our sense of ambition, our sense of pursuit, how we go after things, how we are confident about things, how we take action towards things. So having these two really powerful planets in your 7th house really indicates you're going to be very action-oriented as it pertains to partnerships. Now this can be your romantic partnerships, it doesn't only have to be that, but it can be like business partnerships, maybe marriage partner, anyone you work with on like kind of like a one-on-one basis, maybe even like your best friends. And how this will really manifest for you in October is that people are really going to trigger actions out of you. I can see this manifesting as you having like a workout partner, or really competing with other people in a sense, or kind of motivating other people. You can have like a thing with like your best friend or your partner where you do like some sort of like 30-day challenge where you guys are motivating each other to accomplish things. Either way, your goals are going to be actualized and accomplished by the help of other people, by working with other people, whether that be through support, through competition. There's going to be a lot of partnership and involvement with others as it pertains to your goals and pursuing your goals. And then also this might be a month where it's like you might get into a lot of like ego battles with people, or maybe some arguments. Like I said, there's this really like pronounced sense of competition, so you might get into kind of quarrels with people. You might have to watch out for that. You might be attracting people that are kind of egotistical, or kind of like, what's the word, like pompous or arrogant or very aggressive. You might be attracting people that are like that because Sun and Mars are kind of those energies. So to have that in your 7th house really indicates you might attract those energies towards you. So just be careful about like those kind of people and getting into arguments or ego battles or being too competitive and things like that. And then also at the end of the month, Mars will be squaring Saturn, so that can be hard because you might be getting into like a clash or an argument with an authority figure, or maybe your boss. So like I said, really be careful with egos this month. There's like this really touchy sense of argumentativeness and egos. And the major advice I would give for this month for you is don't be too aggressive with people, don't be too competitive, and don't be too egotistical with people, because there is more of a heightened sense for arguments and fighting this month. And then also bonus, Venus and Mercury will both be in your 8th house. So basically with this energy, again, there's this kind of theme of partnerships for you. 8th house does rule intimate relationships. So maybe intimacy may be pronounced for you. Maybe you might be getting more intimate with a partner. Not necessarily on a physical level. It could mean sexually, of course, but it could just mean on a very like deep psychological level. Maybe you're just bonding more deeply with your partner. If you're like dating someone and then you get into like that deeper stage with them, not even just dating, but just like maybe best friends or close friendships or things like that. You might have a more intimate connection with people and working on your intimate bonds with others. This can also be a time where you earn money from others, or people just give you gifts or pay for you somehow or some way, like they might buy you lunch or gifts or things like that. So there could be increase in finances via other people. And then also, I will say, secret tip, Mercury in the 8th house does indicate it's a good time for manifestation. So if you want to manifest a partner or manifest somebody or something, manifestation energy is amplified when Mercury does transit the 8th house. Okay, so let's talk about the month of October for Taurus. So Taurus, this month, the Sun and Mars is both going to be in your 6th house. So with Sun and Mars both here, it's a really important month for you in terms of responsibilities, in terms of daily routine, in terms of your work ethic, in terms of work. Really, I would characterize October for you being the month where you get your ish together. 6th house is all about, you know, organization, getting things in order. And then Sun and Mars are two of the most powerful planets when it comes to that, because Mars rules our ambition, it rules action, it rules our drive to do things. And then the Sun really represents our willpower. So this month you're gonna have a lot of ambition, willpower, just overall this sense of drive towards organizing your entire life. Really bringing order to your life, really bringing order to your daily routine, maybe even your health. This is a time where you're not gonna be feeling lazy at all. You're gonna be probably like up and running the whole month, probably doing a lot this month, especially as it pertains to work or things around the house, duties, responsibilities, anything you have to fix this month. You're going to be so motivated to fix it, and really you're going to be so motivated and so productive. This is a really great month for you, because you're really just going to be getting and it's also a good time to initiate new projects, maybe a new diet, maybe a new workout routine, maybe some type of new routine that will help you. I think you're going to be very motivated to, like, let's say you start doing meditation every morning, or you start doing yoga every morning. You're gonna have this really strong sense of drive to start new things that contribute to your health or well-being in some way, or your productivity in some way. So overall, it is very productive energy for you. Also, 6th house does rule enemies, so maybe it's a month where you do overcome your enemies. The Sun represents willpower, like I said. Mars is drive and ambition, so you are very motivated to overcome your enemies. Obviously, this doesn't mean like in a physical way, but if you've been like beefing with somebody, you're gonna win. You're gonna be victorious this month. With this Sun and Mars energy though, I would give the advice of not exhausting yourself too much. Like I said, this is a very busy month for you. You're gonna be feeling very productive and wanting to do everything, right? But don't exhaust yourself. Don't do too much. Don't just do things to do it, or do frivolous activity just to feel busy. Always have purpose and intention with what you do, but just don't get overworked trying to do too much when it comes to organizing. And then bonus, Venus and Mercury is both going to be in your 7th house this month, so that's really exciting for relationships. This is very auspicious energy when it comes to partnerships, especially romantic ones. So overall, you're going to be having harmony in your partnerships. You're just going to have a lot of communication with others. Like maybe in prior months, or like September, maybe you didn't have that communication with others. But in October, you're going to have like a sense of ease when it comes to speaking with others or your partner. You're not going to have those hiccups or arguments. You're going to have a really smooth time when it comes to partnerships, romantic ones, platonic ones, work relationships, anything like that, close partnerships with others. You're going to have a really great time communicating with people. And you're going to be really socially graceful as well. I will say too, this is a really great time to sign contracts. Mercury retrograde is coming up in October, but not till later. Actually, I think it's more towards November. I have to check. But if you want to sign contracts, sign them now. It's not good to sign contracts during retrograde. But now it's really auspicious for you to sign contracts in October. Any legal dealings, anything having to do with business, it's an excellent time for you to sign things or do legal things now. Okay, so let's talk about Gemini month of October. Okay, so for Geminis this month, the Sun and Mars are both going to be in your 5th house. So this is really exciting because 5th house is the house of fun. It's the house of indulgence. It's the house of pleasure. And then the Sun represents our willpower and Mars represents our action. It represents our ambition, our drive, our will to do things. So having both of these powerful planets in your 5th house means you're really motivated to have fun this month. You're motivated to indulge. And this is a time where it's good to do that. Don't feel guilty about having fun and spending too much this month. But really this month, you're going to be very motivated to go to social events, be very social with others. Maybe you're motivated to date this month because 5th house does rule dating. So maybe you're really into romance this month. Maybe you get asked on dates. Maybe you ask others on dates. Maybe you like just go to the movies for fun often this coming month. And really in October, you're going to be engaging with what you are passionate about, what you have fun doing. This month, like I said, it's all about having this sense of fun, indulgence, and really participating in the things that make you feel, I don't know, make you feel this sense of luxury, this sense of opulence, this sense of, you know, not having to worry about things. That's what you're really going to be focusing your energy on this month. And really, point blank period, you're going to be putting your happiness first this month. Overall, there's like this really happy energy for you this month, so it's a really great time to just like be happy and have fun this month. Also, the 5th house is the house of hobbies, so maybe you're starting new hobbies, maybe you're starting new creative projects. It's an excellent time to start creative projects this month. So if you've had one, you've had in your mind, on the back burner, on your Pinterest board, now is the time to really put your effort into starting that and making it a reality. And like I said, there's this sense of romance that is pronounced for you this month. So maybe you're dating more this month. Maybe you're just socializing. Maybe you're just so motivated to date. Like you go places with the intention of dating other people. Like you might go to a bar or online date or go to a party and you're like, okay, I'm down to flirt. I'm down to have some fun. I'm down to engage in romantic, I guess, partnerships with other people. You're really going to be focusing your energy on that this month. And then also, one thing I will say, one warning I will give this month for you is that Mars is going to square Saturn towards the end of the month. So for you, that might mean that you might have a clash with someone you're dating or get into a fight with someone you're dating over money or something like that. Mars is going to be in your 5th house and then Saturn is squaring that. So there might be a little bit of like hiccup with dating towards the end of the month. Obviously, it's not hopefully nothing too serious, but just anticipate that you might have a bit of a struggle with dating towards the end of the month. And of course, the advice I would give you guys is to not overindulge. Like I said, this is the month of fun for you, the month of indulgence, what have you. But obviously don't overdo it, don't overspend. You might want to overspend this month, but just be careful of that. And then bonus, Venus and Mercury will both be in your 6th house. So this is very auspicious. This is a good sign for you just because it does indicate you will have a lot of productivity. You also might have a lot of luck with your health. You might be just very excited to eat healthy this month, or you might be excited to just, honestly, you're just very proactive when it comes to your health this month, or just organizing what you eat, organizing your home, organizing your life, being more productive. This is an energy of like being productive but not being stressed. I think this is a really great month for you because it's like it just has this very stress-free energy to it, honestly. So this is a really great month in terms of productivity, in terms of health, dating, romance for you. And overall, I do see this like decreased sense of stress for you overall. Okay, so let's talk about Cancer's month of October. Okay, so for Cancer, for the month of October, the Sun and Mars are both going to be in your 4th house. So this is really important for you because the Sun rules our sense of willpower, our sense of identity. And then also Mars rules our sense of ambition, our action, our drive to get things done. And so the 4th house rules home. So having those two planets there, those two powerful planets in your 4th house indicates you're very motivated towards projects at home this month. And I can really see this manifesting as you just being so motivated, so excited to decorate your house for the holidays. I could see you decorating your room, you know, putting up Christmas lights. This is something where it's like, it's not a drag for you. Like you're very excited to do. You're so excited to decorate. Like you might be even trying to buy a Christmas tree this month. I can also see this manifesting as renovations. If you're renovating your home, if you're doing new things to your home. Also, this could literally mean a move for you. Like if you've been planning to move locations, like literally moving your home, moving apartments, this is a great time to move for you or start planning towards that. Either way, you're really motivated by this sense of home this month. You're really invested in your home this month, your home life. Like literally, like maybe physically your home and decorating an interior design, things like that. And then 4th house does rule family too. So maybe you're very active with your family this month. Maybe you guys are doing things. I will say with Mars here, you might get into some arguments with your family or be kind of, how do you say, it's like, might have some like ego battles at home or just overall kind of clashing with family members. You also might have a sense of restlessness at home, like the sense of like not being able to calm down. Like I said, maybe you're like renovating things or doing decorating and you're just like very amped up about it and can't really calm down. But a piece of advice I would give is just to really be careful with like family quarrels or arguing with family. It's a good time to be very active with your family, like maybe going on a hike, like a group hike or something, or playing Monopoly together or something like that where you do like a group activity together that might be more physically oriented. So maybe you, I don't know, play a game outside with your family or doing things like that will help remedy that sense of like aggression or kind of anger that might happen because Mars is influencing you and your family this month. But I will say, I feel like the family argument thing is kind of inevitable this month, especially towards the end of the month. Mars will square Saturn, so you might just get into like a huge like blowout with your family this month at the end especially. You might not, but just be wary that there is pretty much like an indication of like family arguments this month, or your family's just putting a lot of pressure on you for some reason, or for some specific thing. So just be wary of that. But an exciting thing about this month for you, Cancer, is that Venus and Mercury will both be in your 5th house. So this means dating and romance will be magnified for you. This is a time where people might just ask you on dates. They might buy you flowers or do some very pronounced romantic gesture towards you. This is a time also where you could be just enjoying indulgence too. I could see this manifesting as Cancers just like lounging at home and just like cuddling up in a blanket, maybe with their bae, maybe with like snacks and chocolates and stuff like that. I see a theme of indulgence this month for you, especially at home. Okay, so let's talk about October for Leos. Okay, so for Leo, the Sun and Mars are both going to be in your 3rd house this month. So this is really important because the Sun represents our willpower. It represents our sense of identity, and then Mars represents our ambition, our drive, our will to do things. So having these two really powerful planets in your 3rd house really represents that this month you're going to be very, very busy. The 3rd house does represent communication. It represents tasks. It represents working, business. So this could be a time where you're really focused on, I feel like 3rd house is really about logistics too. So maybe you're really focused and active towards pursuing logistical goals. This can be a time where like maybe at your job or in your business, if you own your own business, you're really just focused on doing emails or getting through things maybe that piled up before. Maybe in September, you're focused on really accomplishing those tasks, those day-to-day tasks that maybe are not complete yet. But overall, there's this sense of like busyness towards work. There's this sense of communication at work too. Maybe you're doing a lot of networking, speaking with people. 3rd house does rule, you know, coworkers, employees. It rules your neighbors too, your siblings. So maybe you're having a lot of interactions with those people or your peers too. Maybe you're just like going to like get coffee with them, or you're going to get lunch with them. Either way, you're kind of on the pursuit side of that, if that makes sense. So you're like initiating those kind of interactions with people. Overall, you're probably initiating a lot of interactions this month. It's not like you're just like laying back waiting for people to get things done or waiting for people to initiate with you. You're going to be really initiating that kind of communication, those kind of contacts with others. And you're going to be very kind of ambitious this month and really trying to get things done, get things together, and really accomplish your goals. And then obviously with this 3rd house energy, a word of advice would be to like not gossip too much. Don't overexert yourself trying to do frivolous things. Like I said, 3rd house does rule logistics. So you're going to have this like overwhelming sense of like wanting to feel busy during the month, and you will be very busy, but don't exhaust yourself trying to be busy like all day 24/7. And the great part of this month is that you do have your Venus and Mercury in the 4th house. So this is a great time for family for you. Maybe just like an overall sense of harmony with your family. Maybe you're like hanging out with them or doing activities with them. You might be even like improving your home or beautifying your home. Maybe you're decorating a little bit early for the holidays. Things like that. Things related to home, because 4th house does rule home, is going to be very harmonious for you. You're going to have a very harmonious home life, a harmonious connection with your family, and just overall there's a sense of pleasant harmony with your family this month and your home life too. Okay, so let's talk about Virgo's month of October. Okay, so for this month, both the Sun and Mars are both going to be in your 2nd house this month. So this is really important just because the Sun represents our willpower. It also represents our identity. And then Mars represents our sense of action, sense of ambition, and our will to accomplish things. And then of course, what does 2nd house represent? It represents money. It represents finances. So this month, you're going to be very money motivated. You're going to be all about your paper this month, Virgo. You're really going to be about this sense of kind of pursuing your financial goals. Let's say you have a goal to, I don't know, build your credit. You have a goal to save up this much money, make this much money, invest in this, or, you know, buy that. This is a month where you're very focused on your resources, focused on finances, and you're focused on it from a point of achieving a goal of some sort. You're really active in pursuit, right? We have this Mars energy, the sun energy. It wants to pursue things. So you're really pursuing these financial goals you have. And this is a time for like major financial decisions. Like I said, this is about finance. This is about investing. This could be about bank accounts, IRA funds. This could be about your credit. It's not just like finances on a frivolous level, you know, it's not just like your piggy bank, but this is literally about your financial destiny, financial goals, destiny, and your status. And overall, like I said, there's this sense of like taking initiative with your finances. So if you've been kind of ignoring, you know, some financial issues you have this month, you're really facing them head on with a lot of bravery too, with a lot of courage, and really just getting it done. And also this can manifest as you literally like physically managing your resources. Like if you are moving banks, like you move your money from one bank to the other, moving your assets, things like that. Also, I will say with this energy, you might have a lot of unexpected expenses. Like you might have some things you have to spend money on that cost a lot of money, but it's just like almost unexpectedly, or it might be kind of an investment. Like maybe you have to buy something for your business that costs a lot of money that it might pay off in the long run, but it's just like a lot of money to spend at once. So just be careful of these unexpected expenses you might have. And also advice I would give is to not overspend. With this Mars energy here, Mars energy is impulsive. It is kind of impatient too. So be careful not to like burn money through your hand or whatever, however that saying goes. Don't spend too impulsively. Don't spend without consulting your goals first, consulting those financial goals, because you're going to want to spend a lot of money, but just be careful with what you're spending. And towards the end of the month especially, you might have a really huge expense, or a really huge something where you lose some money, or because Mars is going to be squaring Saturn towards like the last week of October, so just expect you might have a really serious money struggle towards the end of the month. Overall, you are very active towards your goals and money and things like that. There's a kind of positive overtone here, but just be careful towards the end of the month. There might be some sort of expense that you have that is unexpected, that is a lot of money. And then bonus, Venus and Mercury will both be in your third house. So this is a time where communication is very harmonious for you. You're going to be expressing yourself more. You're going to have a way with words this month. If you had trouble expressing yourself before, this is a great month where you are expressing yourself more clearly, articulately. Also, third house does rule siblings. It does rule co-workers and neighbors. So maybe you're just getting along with your neighbors, getting along with your co-workers way more than you have before. With your siblings, there's this harmonious energy when it comes to those kind of people. So overall, you're going to have very beneficial communication with those people. Like I said, neighbors, peers, co-workers, etc. Okay, so let's talk about October for Libra. So Libra, this month is kind of exciting for you because Sun and Mars are both going to be in your first house this month. So basically the Sun represents our sense of self. It represents our willpower. Mars represents our action and our ambition and our will to accomplish our goals. So to have these two powerful planets and that energy in your first house really manifests as you being very ambitious, being very active towards your goals. And the month of October is so important for Libras because in September you were kind of hidden, you were kind of like tucked away because you had all that energy in your 12th house. But this month you're out, you're shining, you have the spotlight on you. Your energy this month is so magnetic, it's so vibrant. People are going to just want to be around you. It's almost like sort of like a rebirth. I feel like last month maybe wasn't too great for you, or you kind of weren't too, active and visible, but this month you are very active, you are very visible, you are very ambitious, you want to be seen. And honestly, this month, I feel like nothing seems impossible to you. Like you have this willpower this month to accomplish anything. You're so motivated this month to accomplish your goals, to take initiative, to, take pursuit. I think this is really unique energy for Libra because a lot of times Libra is more of a mirroring sign. So like there'll be some energy or somebody will act a certain way and then they'll mirror it. But this month, you're not doing that. You're being, you're taking initiative, you're being the leader, you're pursuing things. You're not just, waiting for things to happen. you're making it happen this month. And I think this month you're going to be very intentional and very purposeful as well. Like I said, you're going to be very driven and ambitious this month, but you're not just going to be doing it just to, do it. You're going to be actually having purpose, intention, and just have your goals this month. You're going to be having your goals like really front and center, and just like, I almost picture you like running on a treadmill and like your goals are right there and you're not stopping until you accomplish them. And also there's this theme of new beginnings this month, whether it be kind of like a new beginning in terms of self, in terms of partnerships. Like I said, last month it was kind of like this rebirth process going on for Libras, and this month you're just bright, shiny, brand new. So there's a lot of new beginnings imminent for you. There's a lot of new themes imminent for you. It's really exciting energy for you, and it's really this time of physical action for you. So I will say one kind of harsh thing with this energy is that you are more accident prone, so just be careful of accidents or just doing too much. You're going to be very physically active this month, but don't do too much, because Mars energy does rule accidents. It does rule wounds and cuts and stuff like that, so be careful not to like hurt yourself this month by just being too much or doing too much. And then bonus, Venus and Mercury are both going to be in your second house. So Libras this month are just killing it, because having Venus in your second house this month really represents a great time for finances. You can just be receiving gifts this month, earning a lot of money this month, just like this sense of harmony when it comes to money, finances, making money, receiving money. It's going to be very harmonious for you. And your love life might intensify a little bit too, just because we do have Venus in Scorpio, and that's in the second house. So I really see this manifesting as you like receiving gifts from people, receiving, especially from like love interests, like receiving money from them or things like that. Your love life is a little bit intensified. Your financial life is intensified too, in pretty much a good way. And then your communication life is also intensified too. So that there is kind of positive energy in those areas of your life. And then, as I mentioned, in the area of self and just being ambitious in general, that's kind of like the themes you have working for you this month. Okay, so let's talk about Scorpio month of October. So Scorpio, this month, the Sun and Mars are both going to be in your 12th house. So basically, the Sun represents our sense of self, our identity, and willpower. And then also, Mars represents our sense of ambition, our sense of action, and our will to accomplish our goals. So having both of these powerful planets in your 12th house really represents you're going to be very private this month. You're going to be very inwardly turned. Those planets are very action-oriented. They are very initiative-based planets, and the 12th house is the house of privacy. It's the house of subconscious. It's the house of isolation. So to have these planets here really represents you're going to be very maybe isolated this month. So having those planets here really represent you're going to be more so isolated this month. You're not going to be very connected with other people. I mean, obviously you might be, but you're just really focused on your inner world this month, your private self, your private life. And this is a month where you're kind of more hidden, honestly. And in my notes, it's funny because I wrote down that this month for you is like you're kind of being like incubated. You're kind of being like in this rebirth process. And Scorpio season is coming up. And it's going to be a really popping time for you. But this part of the month, like October, beginning of October before Scorpio season, it's more of a time where you're like, it's kind of like the darkness before the dawn. So it's not really a month for you where it's like you're visible and seen and really taking action and being publicly noticed. It's more of a month where you're more hidden, where you're working on your inner self, your inner life, your subconscious mind, focusing on the intangible. It's not really a month where, like I said, you're very visible. Scorpio season will be more of a visible month for you and more exciting for you, but this time it's not going to be like that, because you're kind of being prepped for this rebirth, right? So like I said, there's this darkness that's happening with this 12th house energy, and then once Scorpio season starts, it's going to be a little bit better for you. So during this time, you might be a little bit restless. This is a time where you might not be sleeping very well. You might be staying up all night. This is a time where I see you researching things late at night, staying up all night. Maybe you have bad dreams, nightmares. Overall, there's this kind of restless energy as it comes to nighttime. And then also you might be very spiritual this month. This might be a month where you are meditating a lot, researching your past lives and things like that. You're just very more spiritually inclined this month. Like I said, you're not really super attached to the physical world. You're kind of detached and isolated this month. And then advice I would give for this month is to, participate in acts of service, be generous with others, serve other people. 12th house is the house of service, so it's good to do those kind of things, especially if you feel a little bit frustrated or isolated. It's just good to alleviate that by doing acts of service with others. But on kind of like a brighter note, Venus and Mercury will both be in your first house. So with this Venus Mercury energy, you could be feeling like more beautiful this month, or doing beauty treatments. You can be a little bit more communicative this month. Like I said, you are going to be hidden for the most part. You're not going to be like, I almost imagine Scorpios this month being in a little cocoon before their season comes up, when they become the butterfly. But with this Venus Mercury element in your first house, you're still going to want to be visible, and you still might be. You still might be kind of social and focused on the physical aspect of yourself. But at the same time, you're still kind of incubating and being in your cocoon before Scorpio season starts. Okay, so let's talk about October for Sagittarius. So for Sagittarius, the Sun and Mars are both going to be in your 11th house this month. So the Sun really represents our sense of self, our sense of identity. Mars represents our action, our ambition, and our will to accomplish things. And then 11th house represents social groups. So this month for Sagittarius is going to be a very social month for you. You're going to be very motivated to network this month. This month for you is going to be focused on sort of like social climbing too, or being very invested in community, being very invested in organizations. If you're a part of something already, maybe you're focused on getting a higher rank in that society, in that organization or fraternity or sorority, or maybe even at church, you're taking more of a leadership role, or whatever, group you're a part of. You're just trying to take leadership within that, or gain status within that, network more within that. This is also a time where you're very motivated, maybe in your online groups, if you're a part of online groups, or if you have an online community of some sort. You're very motivated to kind of inspire others, interact with others, build relationships, etc. And also this is a time where you might be invited to a lot of things. You might be invited to parties, to events, things like that. You're going to be very motivated to be around like-minded people. You're motivated to be around people who think like you, who are a part of the same, things you're interested in, a part of your same industry, a part of your same hobbies, and just really gleaning a lot of information from them, or learning new things from them, or collaborating with other people. Either way, in October, there's this huge theme of groups and community for you, and you're going to be very focused on pursuing those things, maybe gaining status in those things, and really networking with other people. And then also it could be a time where you're very involved with humanity. Like I said, 11th house is groups and organizations. So maybe you're volunteering, maybe you're involved with some sort of group that helps some cause. So maybe you're just invested in that the entire month, or invested in, some sort of cause this month, any social justice cause as well. And then my advice with all of this would probably be not to be too aggressive in groups. You're gonna have this kind of energy of wanting to win and be very competitive and gain social status, which you will have, it's guaranteed, right? But don't be too aggressive when it comes to those things. Don't just bulldoze over people, or I don't know, be too, what is the word, cutting throat, tooth and nail when trying to climb to the top. And then bonus, Venus and Mercury will both be in your 12th house. So this is a time where it's a very spiritual time for you. Maybe you're really focused on your spirituality, you're focused on your inner world. This could be a time where you might be feeling a little bit more psychic. This is a time where you feel very connected to spirit. 12th house does represent spirituality, connection to the divine, connection to our subconscious mind. So either way, you might be even having really pleasant dreams too, or dreams that tell the future. And overall, you just might be having a lot of sleep too, getting really great night's sleep. Either way, your inner world, your spiritual world, your sense of spirituality and connecting to source is going to be very powerful for you, very harmonious for you, and just be very beneficial to you. Okay, so let's talk about October for Capricorn. So Capricorn this month, the Sun and Mars are both going to be in your 10th house. The Sun represents our sense of self. It also represents our willpower. And then Mars represents our action, our drive, our ambition, and our will to accomplish our goals. And then 10th house does rule career, so this month for you is going to be all about achieving your goals and pursuing your goals in terms of career. This is a month where you're just being so bold and taking so much initiative as it pertains to your career, especially career goals. This is also a month for you where you might have a lot of recognition in your career. I could see this manifesting as a raise, or potentially it's you getting a promotion or a different position at your job that pays more. And I think the unique thing about all of this energy is that it's you doing the action to achieve these things. It's not like you're just being given these positions or opportunities. You're literally making these opportunities happen for yourself because you're so courageous, you're so confident this month in terms of career. You know who you are, you know what you deserve, and you're going to accomplish that accordingly. And honestly, all of this ambition and action and initiative you're going to take in October is going to be very beneficial to you. It's going to be very fruitful for you. It's going to pay off ultimately. And maybe career hasn't been too satisfying for you potentially. This month, that's all going to change. This month is a month where you really, realign your career to where you want it to be, and you're not afraid to do so. It's almost like you have this extra boost of like courage and ambition to achieve whatever you want in terms of career. And then also this month you have a high impact on the public. This is a month where people just recognize you for your skills, for your leadership, for your abilities. This is a month where people are just like, wow, look at her, look at him, like they're doing it. Like you're really inspiring other people this month. And then also if you don't have a job or if you're looking for a job, this is a month where it's like you're gonna get that job you want. You're gonna get that ideal position you want. If you're in between jobs, like I said, you're gonna get, something that you really want this month. And then obviously the advice with this energy is to not be too much of a workaholic. Obviously you're going to be very focused on career this month. That's great, that's excellent, but don't neglect other parts of your life. Don't neglect yourself or self-care, because you're going to be so focused on work, but don't forget, other things that are important in your life too. And then bonus, Venus and Mercury are both going to be in your 11th house. And I feel like this goes so well with your career because it's like 11th house is socializing, and then Venus and Mercury here are very, positive planets to influence that, because it's almost like you're social climbing, right? It's like you're networking to get to where you want. This is a time where it's like you meet the right person, or have the right meetings with people, or do something like that that puts you where you want in terms of career. It's like you meet someone at a social networking event, and then they give you a job at some company you've always dreamed to work at. So yeah, overall the sense of social networking is amplified. Socializing is amplified, especially socializing with the purpose and intention of gaining status. I think that's the theme I'm seeing here for October for you. Okay, so let's talk about the month of October for Aquarius. So for Aquarius, both Sun and Mars are both going to be in your 9th house in October. So the Sun represents this sense of self. It represents our willpower as well. And then Mars represents our sense of ambition, action, and will to accomplish our goals. And then 9th house is higher education. It is learning. It is travel. So to have all this energy influencing your 9th house, it really manifests as you being very driven to gain higher knowledge. This is the month where I could see you, if you're like a student, especially watching this is a really great month for you in terms of your grades and tests and things like that, or just learning in general. You're going to be very motivated to learn new things. Academically, you're going to do very well. And then obviously, if you're not in school, this still applies because you're going to be very motivated to pursue higher knowledge or really learn or study something you're very passionate about. This is a month where it's like you're so focused, you're so motivated to like gain knowledge. Or maybe you're learning a new philosophy, or maybe you're reading a really specific book that's teaching you techniques that you need to learn or something, or techniques you're really passionate about. Maybe this is a month, like for example, if you're interested in astrology, like you're reading a bunch of astrology books this month, or learning about like Vedic astrology versus Western astrology. Either way, you're very passionate about learning this month. You're passionate about consuming higher knowledge. And then if you're in school, this is very beneficial for you because it does kind of indicate you will do well academically too. And then like I said, 9th house does represent travel. So this is a month where you're very motivated to travel potentially. Maybe you literally travel, like you like book a flight somewhere, or maybe if it's not that far, maybe you go on a road trip or go to another state. Either way, there's this sense of travel for you. And overall, I feel like for Aquarius this month for you, it's just like it feels like nothing is impossible. The ninth house is the house of ideals, opportunity, luck, and expansion. So you're just kind of focused on that energy. And with that energy, it's like there's no sense of doubt there. So I feel like you're not really doubting things this month. You're just going after it. You're trying to experience things. You see things with more of an optimistic light. You see how things are possible. You see the opportunity in things this month. And overall, you might just have a lot of good luck this month. I could see you just like getting away with stuff this month, or just being in circumstances that are very lucky for you, or just turn out very beneficial for you for some way or another. And then also ninth house does rule faith, spirituality, religion. So this can be a time where you're getting more spiritual. Maybe this is a time where you're studying a certain spiritual philosophy or idea, or a certain teacher, or you're learning from a certain teacher or mentor about something like that. Either way, there's this focus on spirituality, maybe religion, whatever you're interested in sense of whatever you're interested in a sense of like faith and spirituality, you're going to be very invested in. And it's also a time where you're really focused on your ideas for the future. Like I said, nothing seems impossible this month. So you're like envisioning what you want for your life. This is a great time to just envision, make a vision board, and just see clearly the bigger picture of what you want and your ideals and your goals, and really pursuing those things with this sense of optimism. And then obviously the advice with all this energy in the ninth house is to like not fly too close to the sun, because like I said, you feel untouchable, right? You feel like everything's possible, you're so lucky, blah blah blah, but obviously what goes up must come down. So you have to be careful not to fly too close to the sun, not to think you're too untouchable, but don't take that for granted to the point where you make mistakes because of that thought process. And then bonus, Venus and Mercury will both be in your 10th house. So this is a great time for career for you. This can be a time where you're just kind of recognized in your career, especially if you're in like an art-based career, anything having to do with creativity, or even if you're in a communication-based career, having to do with communication or media or things like that. This is a great time for those kind of career themes. You're going to be very successful, or there's going to be just beneficial, harmonious energy in career for you. And overall, you just have a harmonious reputation this month, or harmonious connection with the public, or just very communicative with the public this month. Like I said, maybe if you have like a business that is creative, or a business in communications, this is a good month for career for you. It's a good month for business for you, and it's a good month to just interact with the public this month. Okay, so let's talk about month of October for Pisces. So Pisces this month, Sun and Mars are both going to be in your 8th house. So the Sun represents our sense of self. It represents our willpower. Mars represents our action, our ambition, and our will to accomplish our goals. And then the 8th house represents rebirth, transformation. It represents death as well. So this month, I feel like it's so important for Pisces because you're seriously undergoing a rebirth this month. And really specifically, you're going under this kind of psychological transformation, this psychological rebirth. This is a time where, like, depending where you are on your spiritual journey, it's a time where you are, you know, facing your fears, facing your shadows. It's like you have the courage this month to really, you know, deal with the things in your psychological mind that you often ignore. Or it's almost like a time where you're becoming aware of your self-sabotaging patterns. Either way, you're being very hyper aware of what doesn't serve you this month. And not only are you aware of these things, but you're extremely motivated to heal them, to get rid of them. This is a month where you're seriously like purging your psychological baggage, like for real. And it's because you're willing to, you know, face the shadows that are following you this month. It is because you're willing to deal with your psychological trauma, or, you know, deal with things you just never dealt with before. But by dealing with them, it does liberate you. It does transform you. You are being reborn this month. And it's almost like there's this extreme shift in who you think you are. There's this extreme shift in like your sense of identity, your self-worth. Like I said, when you're willing to face your own fears and your own wounds and your own shadows, nothing can stop you after that. Like nobody can tell you anything after that, right? So it's a really important month for you because you are facing those things, and in the long run, it is going to liberate you. Overall, you're just having a lot of transforming ideas about yourself, transforming ideas about life, really transforming your goals too. Like I said, I think this is such great energy for Pisces because it just gives you that courage to just handle those, you know, dark matters you often ignore. And by doing so, it's almost like you psychologically reset your entire brain and you reset your entire self for like almost like a new version of yourself that's being born. And my advice with all of this is to not fight the transformation. There is transformation going on. There is rebirth going on this month, but don't fight it. Don't be scared of your shadows. Don't be scared of, you know, your bad dreams, your subconscious memories, your trauma, your wounds. All of that stuff is being bubbled up this month. But the purpose is, when it's bubbled up, it's like you recognize it, you're conscious of it, and then it gets released. So that's kind of like the healing process that's going on for you this month. It's like dun dun dun. So don't fight that. Don't stop it. Don't manipulate it. It's gonna happen, and it's gonna liberate you and make you more powerful in the long run. And then also my advice too would be like, it's a great time to reprogram your subconscious mind. So like I said, you're clearing all this baggage away, so it's time to bring good baggage in, I guess. So how you would do that is like doing like affirmations, or doing subliminals, or doing what do you call it, like guided meditation, where you're just, you know, reaffirming what you really want to be in your subconscious mind and getting rid of what you don't. And then bonus, Venus and Mercury are both going to be in your 9th house. So this is really great energy for potentially travel. Like if you want to travel this month or book a trip this month, it would be a great time, especially since Mercury in retrograde is going to happen at the end of the month. It's good to like travel now before then. And also with this energy, it's just like you're going to be engaging in what you're really passionate about. You're going to be engaging with higher learning, higher knowledge. This is a time where like if you're really interested in a certain spiritual topic or philosophy, you're going to be like reading a lot about it. You're going to be studying. Maybe you take a class or a course. This is also great if you're a student too. So maybe you do well academically this month. And overall too, there's this sense of optimism too. I feel like this is such a powerful month for Pisces because even though you do have this 8th house energy that can be somewhat challenging for you, it's almost like you have a positive outlook on it because Mercury is our thought process, right? Mercury is our logic and how we think. And then 9th house is optimism. So to have your Mercury there this month, it kind of helps this healing process that you're going through. And it makes it seem not as dark and as bleak as like it can seem, but you're going to be very optimistic about it. You're going to be very positive about the outcome of your healing journey that you're on right now.